You want your organization to move in a sales-oriented manner or a marketing-oriented manner.
Yeah.
So we need to compete by creating a brand, creating a positioning. And these are all done by marketing tactics. So now our era is more towards personal branding rather than corporate branding. Because the new gen resonates more with people rather than resonates more with companies. Different eras. Knowledge is important, it's powerful, right? So you can gain this kind of knowledge. Second, access to a network. Usually mentors open doors for you. Like they introduce you to the right people, the right circle in order for you to reach the goal.
Hakim,
Habibi.
welcome to Below the Fold. I love this,
Thank you,
Habibi.
brother. Habibi, thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Yeah,
I'm sure we're going to have a great conversation, a great episode.
I'm pretty sure too. I'm very excited.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm really interested in your experience in this field. It seems like you've had a lot of roles, different roles in this field. You have marketing roles, and now you're working into personal branding, entrepreneurship. So I want to hear it all.
Family business. Oh my God.
Yeah, why don't
Sports.
you give the listeners a bit of history?
A quick thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Egyptian by roots.
Let's go.
My journey been like in different fields and different directions. One of them is I was the CMO of Samsung CIS region.
Impressive. Okay.
Been there like over 10 years. Been working in South Korea with them, been working in Russia. And then on the second part, I'm an entrepreneur who runs an 8-figure business. Started with family business. Then I created what is called the Alpha Movement, where the Alpha Movement has a lot of pillars that helps people to go beyond their comfort zone or achieve their potential.
Okay.
On the third line, I'm an ex-sports professional.
Yeah.
I was top 10 Mr. Olympia in physique category and an ex-martial arts Kung Fu national team fighter.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh, so this is in a nutshell. But I left my home country right a year after university, and I've been around like over 60 plus countries visited, and like 6 countries lived in.
Okay.
And
Quite
now
impressive.
in Dubai.
Wow. Okay. All right. So there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna come back to some of the points you mentioned, especially martial arts. I'll come back to it. But let's start with your marketing experience.
Yeah.
And it's quite an experience.
love it.
What would be 2-3 things that you've learned from it that you feel are things that you took with you now that you apply now?
I love the question.
And also I want to hear your input about the marketing industry, what it was and what it has become.
You know,
right at top of your head.
Yeah, of course. But I'll go backwards because I'm an engineer by education. Okay. And since I finished engineering and I started to work for a telecom operator, I felt this feeling that I want to work for marketing.
Yeah.
You will tell me why. I'll tell you at that time, I wanted to know what triggers people to make an action, to buy a product. So it's not a sales, it's a marketing. So I've been taking courses right, left, and center until an opportunity opened, which I didn't want it at that time, but I opened and I took it, which is the Samsung thing.
Yeah.
They were looking for like professionals or global leaders across the region to take them to the headquarters, give them an MBA, and. So I took this route of marketing. And it's been over 10 years with Samsung. And the things that I love about marketing, it's pretty simple. It always makes you feel or think outside of the box.
Yeah.
It makes you become creative. Because I'm an engineer, I'm a number oriented, I'm super structured.
Very mechanical.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you add the touch of marketing to it, you become unstoppable. So you have the rationalism, I would say, the structure.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you have the creativity that really breaks the clutter. The problem with marketing is your ability to break the clutter, to be able to reach the audience that you want. And that's what marketing teaches you.
Right.
And what I learned and I'm taking over with me in every single thing that I'm doing. There is nothing called, that's not the type of business, that's not our business type. No. Marketing is to break the clutter, to attract the attention. One of the, I would say, the most expensive thing that we have these days is that I can attract your attention,
Yeah.
take the attention, and provide you with a service or value that I give. That is marketing for me.
Yeah. Yeah. So the stopping power, right? That you're able
Absolutely.
to generate
Make something
in your
different.
message.
When Steve Jobs said "think differently" as a slogan for Apple, that's not for a company. That's a slogan for marketing, actually.
Yeah. I agreed.
Think differently, execute differently.
Yeah.
That doesn't need to be a dumb person at the end doing crazy things. No,
Right.
You need to have an angle, a boomerang to it.
Right. There's no field like marketing that requires innovation
Yeah.
as much as marketing.
You know,
Right?
you're 100% correct, but I'll give each and every field their credit in doing. Like sales is important, of course, but at the end of the day, you decide on your own. For example, let's say you're a businessman. You want your organization to move in a sales-oriented manner or a marketing-oriented manner.
Yeah.
Well, you want to build a brand that lasts forever, or you want to pressure sales that get you to the sale and the relationship is dead.
Yeah.
Marketing builds relationship.
Yeah.
Marketing builds long-lasting relationship that you can nurture and absolutely gain from it on a very long term.
Right. It generates demand.
It is and at the end of the day, it is demand that makes you survive in business.
Right.
And that's marketing.
Right. Excellent.
If you do it correctly.
Tell me about what does it mean to do it correctly? Or what does it mean to do it incorrectly, let's say?
Marketing is a very generic term, and everybody knows.
Or perhaps you can tell us what has worked for you, maybe,
of course.
in your days in marketing, or maybe today as well.
I love this question.
Yeah.
When I used to work in Samsung as a CMO, we are at the end of the day mobile manufacturer. Am I correct? Yes, we have big budgets. So like nobody said like you work for Samsung, but you had big budgets, so you can do whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, I could do whatever.
Yeah.
My marketing budget per month was over $20 million. No problem at all. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
But the problem is that what's your value you're going to be adding? What will make you stand out? And I was at the moment of time where Samsung competing with Apple and at the same time competing with Nokia. Nokia still existed at that time strongly.
Yeah, it was a market leader maybe at that time, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And Apple at that time was growing and so you had two giants, you need to compete with them.
Yeah.
I'm not the type of, I would say, salesperson that I compete on price. So we need to compete by creating a brand, creating a positioning. And these are all done by marketing tactics. So one of the things that we all thought about in Samsung, my team, is to break the clutter and stand out. We had a phone that has a very good camera. Let's put it in just one simple example to demonstrate what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
This phone and any other company that promotes phones, megapixels, amazing photos, you see. What we did is we hired a 90% blinded person. Okay, a 90% blinded person.
Yeah.
And we made him go around Russia with the phone and take photos from different cities, from nature, and. You understand them being non-standard. The campaign not skyrocketed the sales of the device because you you broke the clutter. You stood out of all the competition. Wow, that was one thing. The second thing, for example, everybody do billboards.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Billboards everywhere. Going to Sheikh Zayed, zillions of billboards, big and stuff. What we did, we built the biggest billboard on a mobile phone shape.
Okay.
And it was standing in the middle of Moscow.
Yeah. That's a big statement.
It's a big statement, a huge international recognition because it's like Guinness Book of Records. We were standing in center of Moscow, the biggest billboard digital in a phone.
Wow, okay.
The Galaxy design.
Yeah.
So you're doing something, but you're doing the touch. You're putting a touch on it. Make it different to stand out.
Yeah, different, right? That's the keyword here.
Exactly. We said think different, execute different. It is a billboard at the end of the day. Yes, it's a billboard.
Yeah.
But it's not a billboard. It's a landmark.
No, it's a landmark, exactly.
It's a different thing.
Yeah.
So it catches the attention, build the awareness, correct?
Yeah.
Build your positioning
as well
in the market, and it goes from there.
Nice.
So you need to do everything with a touch.
Yeah.
We're not saying that you need to do everything absolutely different.
Right.
Okay. Like majority of the things that we're doing is people before us did it, but add your touch to it.
Yeah.
Your touch will make things.
Yeah. And today this notion is no different today.
Absolutely.
It's still very, very much applicable.
Absolutely. You need to do everything that you do
Yeah.
and add a touch to it.
Right.
And I love to say it, add the alpha to it.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
will make it stand out?
Yeah.
You're making an ad. What will make this ad stand out differently?
Right.
There is no problem to spending money, correct? Especially if you're working with big corporations. But what builds you as a marketeer,
Right.
makes you stand out as a marketeer,
Yeah.
is how you make things differently.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what is marketing about, creativity. And a lot of people think that marketing is only about creativity. No. The term marketing is so huge that if somebody wants to study what is marketing, you will be lost. Because even marketing it's the market research. That is part of marketing. The competitive analysis, that is part of marketing. In order to do things differently, you need to pass through all this
Yeah. Yeah.
to stand out.
Yeah. And this is still the planning phase on it.
Of course.
You still have the activation,
And then you have the channels,
execution.
then you have like the PR, the advertising, the branding, and it's a big science.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is the science.
Right. Right. Interesting. Any mentors that you feel that you learned from? They don't need to be direct, but maybe, or brands that you feel that are doing it right, that you've admired.
Of course,
working in marketing.
There are a lot. I had a mentor.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to mention him.
Yeah.
100%. When I was just a young, I would say, product marketeer
Yeah.
in Samsung. He was the CMO of Samsung at that time.
Yeah.
And by the time I took his place.
Yeah.
But he was my mentor. He taught me everything inside out and guided me throughout the journey.
Right.
It's, his name is Güvenç. He's a Turkish guy. He was in Russia.
Okay.
Companies, oh my God. Man, Nike,
Yeah.
Apple, Under Armour,
Yeah.
Mercedes, BMW.
All of these bring a lot of marketing best practices, whether the
course.
brands or the mentors
Of
that
course.
are timeless. You have people today that tell you you need to hire a Gen Z in order for you to break the clutter, like you say, for the Gen Z audience. But if you also apply some of the notions that come from maybe more experienced marketeers,
True.
right? They're still applicable. They can still maybe help engage with Gen Zs. What do you think? Or is Gen Z maybe such a unique
They're not
audience?
such unique. They're not such unique, I would say.
Yeah,
They're special, of course. Every generation has its own things. But to rely on a Gen Z to market to Gen Z,
yeah,
I don't think so.
yeah,
Get their inputs,
yeah.
100%.
And the
But
research, right?
Let's not forget that experience counts, wisdom counts, best practices counts.
Yeah,
Then when you add on it the opinions of
Yeah.
Gen Zs
Yeah.
or even Gen Alphas after them,
yeah,
will make the whole dish good at the end.
right. Yeah,
So they're part of the ingredient, but they're not the main ingredient.
gotcha. Okay.
Okay. So neglecting them, of course not.
Yeah,
Adding them to the ingredient, absolutely needed.
yeah,
Because everybody think that marketing is just a drawing, something that looks nice, creativity. But let's not forget numbers,
of course.
stats.
Yeah, yeah,
So you're not just throwing numbers and that's it.
Right,
You're throwing ads and that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
There are numbers, there's science, there is an art. And these all comes by, and there is an experience. You can't, for example, with all the respect again, come say Cutler is not good.
yeah,
Old, yes. Not good, excuse me.
yeah. I can sense the engineer in you.
Yeah, of course.
Trying to rep the numbers and the performance.
It's important.
Of course, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, your business is a business, and a business is a number game.
Right.
If you lost touch with your numbers, you lost touch with everything.
Yeah.
If I cannot quantify anything that I'm doing, I'm gonna lose.
Yeah. It hasn't really worked unless it has hit your bottom lines,
Of
right?
course, 100%.
And measuring that is fundamental.
It's numbers.
Yeah.
And how can you assess your campaign is good or bad?
Right.
For a creative that looks good? No.
Yeah.
For a numbers that hits.
Yeah.
So it's extremely important, especially in our age, our era.
Yeah. Which is very measurable, right? With
Exactly.
Yeah.
To hit numbers, and again, from the opinion standpoint or in the team standpoint, you have to have a multicultural, multi-generational team. Let's put it in that way.
Okay.
And everybody adds their input in it.
Yeah.
And voila.
And you add the numbers, you add the performance
100%.
capabilities, solutions, etc.
100%.
And guru, right?
Experience counts.
Right. Let's talk a little bit about what you're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And obviously you've had a very rich career and journey,
Mm-hmm.
right? Until today and obviously into the future. What do you feel has been your main drive, right? To achieve all these things, right?
I love the question, but I will answer, I think, a non-typical answer.
Yeah.
There are different types of people. I am from the type that, okay, for the drive that my family, my mother, my partner,
which is very valid, yeah.
Of course,
yeah.
This is one thing. And the second part, which I say like people are different, is I don't stop. I don't like to stop.
Yeah.
I want to keep building. You will tell me till when. Since my leg carries me,
yeah,
I'll keep building. We are, I don't want to say like men, so people say men. We're humans.
Yeah.
We are builders. We're created to build.
Yeah.
Whatever you're trying to build is that I am building myself, I would say like my companies, my life,
yeah,
to a level that it has it's an infinity. There is no an end goal.
Yeah.
So I had a career in marketing. I reached the top level in marketing. Then I had entrepreneurship part. I have the personal development sphere that I'm playing in right now.
Yeah.
They're all being built the same way I built others. That I'm not gonna stop until it's on the top.
Makes sense, honestly. Because why not, right?
Yeah.
When you're able to, I mean, it makes sense. That's the right spirit.
And it keeps me, that's my drive. And of
Yeah.
course, when you said these are valid points, yes, I am driven by family values.
Yeah.
My family, my partner.
Yeah.
These are the things that keeps me up and running.
Right. And
Deep why, if you
Yeah.
put it in that way.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
my deep why.
yeah. And what are some of the characteristics of Seif, that you feel have helped you? And this is where I wanted to ask you. I wanted to go back to when you introduced
Yeah.
yourself and martial arts,
Yeah.
and because I've heard that there's been a recurrence that successful people have done some form of martial arts. It has given them this sort of discipline and patience,
True.
right? To succeed in life. Do you think that has helped you?
1,000,000%. And for my kids, 100%, they're gonna pass through a martial arts part in their life.
Yeah.
Gives me the discipline.
Yeah.
It gave me the patience. But patience, because people confuse patience with results, but not patience with inputs.
Yeah.
Like, need super speedy in doing things, even in training. I'll train 2-3 times a day.
Right.
And I used to train like this. But to become a champion, okay, it's gonna take the time. Okay, it's gonna take the time. There is a process for it.
Yeah.
It gave me the level, okay, when I'm knocked out, that doesn't mean I'm done.
Right.
You can keep hitting me, but I'm coming back. So it's the never give up spirit. It's not in the DNA.
Yeah.
So no matter how things are shitty, you're being punched. I'm standing up until you kill me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we don't have a way that we're done. Sometimes it's just being super stubborn.
Yeah.
And even the people around you can tell you like, maybe it's enough, but you don't see it that way. So it gave me this stamina, resilience.
Yeah.
These are all the things that comes out from sports in general, and
Yeah.
of course specifically martial arts.
Yeah. I've done some level of martial arts.
Yeah.
So I can
Which
relate. I've done I've mostly taekwondo.
Taekwondo. Yeah.
I've done kung fu as well for 3 years. I've reached blue belt in kung
Oof.
fu. I did some kickboxing, a lot of Muay Thai also.
It builds your confidence like crazy.
It does.
Like crazy.
And it gives you that stamina, like you said,
True.
that patience. And I think also, يعني, building on what you said, you do get these thoughts when you know you're training in these martial art days that sometimes if when you think about a fight, you may think if he hits me, if I get knocked out or thrown to the floor, I'm gonna get up and
beat the hell out of him,
right?
And
that's the mentality.
Exactly, I'm gonna win.
That you take with you to work, and allows you to overcome any obstacle, any drawback, etc.
You did martial arts. I am sure. Like I remember, I had a competition, and my leg was broken. In the fight. Martial arts teaches you, I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna fight until he breaks the other one, because if he breaks the other one, I'm on the ground.
Yeah.
And I stood up, I fight, and I win.
Yeah.
So it really teaches you how there is no obstacles, there is no challenges. These old words are fine in life. You will face them. You need just to maneuver, leverage them, and everything has a solution. At the end, everything has a solution, as we say in Arabic. لحد ما متش. So I'm up and running. And I'm كمل.
Yeah, I love that mentality.
That's the spirit that sports give you in general.
Right. Cool. Nice. And now tell me a little bit about your book, about your platform, right? What drove you to go from working in corporate, in marketing to this, and more importantly as well, where you headed?
I love that, but I will go back I would say not a couple, 10 years, more than 10 years. I grew in Egypt. And at that time, I was an extremely sports-oriented person. I don't care about anything in my life, just sports. And it was at that time Kung Fu. And you remember this culture very well when I talk about this years back, which personal development didn't exist in our life. You understand? Like,
no,
what do you mean? What do you mean?
There wasn't anything called personal branding back then.
There is nothing. Or even read a book. Read a book. What?
Yeah.
PlayStation can be, but read a book, it's not. And it happened that I left Egypt and I went to South Korea, right?
Right.
And then I started to notice something very interesting. That when I was in the metro, going from where I used to live to the university or the office, I used to see that people sitting in the metro reading book while I'm on my phone playing Snake.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, what the heck? You're all reading.
Contrast.
Exactly. You feel something strange, right? And you can be so arrogant to ignore it, and you can be so smart to embrace it. So I start to embrace. Let me try to do like them. I want to see what's going to happen in me. I was going by sheer force. Like everything that I'm doing in my life went by sheer force. I'm going to be the best because I want to be the best. But where are the skills, the tools that I'm going to have to make me the best? I passed Korea and then I went to Russia. Right? And I told you I had a mentor, this Turkish guy. And he approached me once, and at that time I was safe by sheer pressure. I'm gonna be the best because I want to be the best. And he said, like, Seif, I see seeds in you, good seeds. I want to mentor you. And at that time, mentor? What do you mean mentor? What are you gonna do with me? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. You're not in high school or school.
Yeah, exactly.
We
don't have this culture. You understand? We don't have mentor. Then I said, okay, like after the working time today, come to my desk. I said, okay, let's do that. I finished work, went to his desk. He passed me a paper that had, I think, 15 books. And I still have this paper with me, like became gray paper.
Yeah, interesting.
And it has a list of 10, 15 books. And I look at him, Givenchy, you're going to mentor me. What, I'm going to read books?
Yeah.
I said, Seif, go read one by one, and I want you to read a book a week.
Oh, that's challenging.
Yeah. And every time you read a book, we'll come discuss it. 4 hours a week, Awaken the Giants Within, Start with Why, all these kind of proper
really
PD.
good books. Yeah.
And like for like dysfunctional teams and like
I
business.
heard this one is really good.
It's an amazing one.
Yeah,
amazing one, really amazing one.
Yeah.
And this is one of my first books that I read. And then I started to see myself. Man, I developed like crazy. And I saw the value, number one, from him as a mentor, because regardless the reading and stuff, the mentoring process. And the second thing, from reading and gaining the knowledge and the skills, how it affected my work and how it affected my career. I was the youngest CMO in Samsung Group.
Yeah.
An Egyptian sitting in Russia, a CMO, youngest, say his name anywhere in Samsung office, anywhere in the world. It's like, oh, that's the guy with the kick-ass team in Russia? Yes, that's the guy.
Yeah.
So I saw the value coming from Egypt that I was doing Kung Fu and playing PlayStation.
Yeah, yeah.
And I saw the personal development and mentorship, how it affected my career.
Yeah.
I was like, no, hold on here. That's something. First of all, by now, what I'm now doing with the Alpha movement is, okay, I want to pass this over.
Yeah, you felt there's a currency, right?
100%.
There's a value exchange there 100%. That you can share.
So I created this Alpha movement.
Cool.
Why I'm doing this Alpha movement? Because, okay, it started like by the Corona time, because I was sitting like extremely bored at home. And before that, I was an offline guy. My businesses were offline, doing everything offline. But then you move to Corona, COVID, you're sitting. And I start to look around and see how people interact online, how they just look at things. They think that everything is green on the other side and start comparing themselves to other people. And I start like, oh, enough this bullshit. In order to be successful, in order to be alpha, you need to get shit done yourself, not by looking at other people, saying like their families were good, they had a good education, they had this, they had that. No. If you do the work, trust me, you will be.
Right.
Because I was on the same path as you. I was doing nothing and I was going by sheer force.
Yeah.
But once I took things in my hand and I understood that everything is in my responsibility, things changed.
Yeah.
And literally changed to the best. So, fast forward, we created the Alpha movement to help entrepreneurs, individuals, business owners to take I will not say their life and their business to the next level. By having an online training platform, by having a book series, by having a podcast like this one, having a magazine for personal development. So all around the personal development.
Personal development that helps, I guess, anyone, in their careers or in their
careers,
personal ventures as well.
People always say, do you choose a mindset or you choose a skill set? Which one is important? Which one is important?
The mindset first, for sure.
Totally, but you can be you have an extreme mindset, but if you have no skill set, absolutely you will do nothing, right?
Right.
Which is the majority with all my respect, again, we are in the social media era. You find the gurus jumping on the screens in front of you with affirmation and whatever, and are just going to be positive. But yes, have a positive mindset. But learn a skill set to a level that can get you to your goals. So mindset and skill set are equally important. Which one to start with is mindset.
Yeah.
Okay? But they're equally important. The Alpha movement gives both. I'll give you the mindset and I give you the skill sets that you need in order to become an alpha from my perspective. Then you will come and tell me, Seif, okay, what is an alpha? So first of all, it's not a male-oriented thing. You can be an alpha male, you can be an alpha female. An alpha in a nutshell is a person that his stop button is broken. We don't stop. We keep going. We don't have a stop button. But it's not, again, the general idea of an alpha. Okay, alpha before is what? The egocentric person.
Yeah.
The controlling behavior, correct?
Yeah.
All these are the alpha traits that's known before. It's evolved. It's the person who is fiercely determined. He takes the tough decisions. All the youngsters now absolutely have no idea even to take decisions. With all respect, there are frameworks for taking a decision.
Yeah.
Person responsible, taking care of the loved ones, resilient. He has grits.
It helps also with relationships, right? With your own
100%.
personal relationships to personally develop your self.
The thing here is critical. When I tell you all these are the traits of the alpha, and you tell me, okay, but like you look like an arrogant. No, if I look an arrogant, getting into my goals, taking care of my family, providing security to the people around me, and reaching my goals and making impact in the world or the community that I live in, you consider me arrogant, okay?
Yeah, but you're still doing 1, 2, 3, 4,
exactly.
5,
But
which
that's
is a
not,
priority.
for me, that's not arrogance.
Yeah.
That's not a controlling behavior. No. It's aligned with the traits that I said. From your perspective, you look that like, yes, I'm going to get to this goal. That's arrogance? No, that's freaking confidence. I'm going to get this.
There's a lot that you can do on your own when you take control and you learn from books, from your own personal experience, from training, etc. But there's also another source, another factor which is very important, which you mentioned, which is having a mentor.
Yeah.
And this isn't something, like you rightfully said, that is very also common and accepted in this part of the world, to accept that you need help
100%.
or to ask for help.
True.
Right? Is this something that also your platform offers?
100%. You need to be surrounded with the right people. You'll
Yeah.
never be successful alone. A mentor is a person, okay, let's not say like, okay, in order to grow, you need money. No, we're not talking about the money. But we're talking about the leverage of the knowledge, right?
Right,
So
yeah.
you can grow by leveraging the knowledge.
Yeah, we're not talking about someone and giving you money, right? Or
Exactly.
investing in your
Yeah,
business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Knowledge is important. It's powerful, right? So you can gain this kind of knowledge. Second, access to a network. Usually mentors open doors for you. Like they introduce you to the right people, the right circle in order for you to reach the goal. These are very important for the success in anything that you're trying to reach. Absolutely. Your mentor or your network, you will never win alone. Never. You can be a solo and a winner.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna say, okay, being successful or rich or whatever is a lonely thing. Yeah, being poor is lonely as well.
Yeah.
Choose wisely.
Right.
So absolutely, having a mentor is very important. 100% important to choose your circle very well, because this circle either it drags you down or pushes you up.
Correct.
And it's your choice. I remember the time that when I was in Korea, when I started going back home, and I started to feel the level of intellect, okay, while I was talking back to my friends,
Yeah.
okay, it just like maybe like a year passed, and I went back. The level of intellect in the conversation is totally different. If I stayed in this, they will drag me down to this, and I don't want to be dragged down, and I'm not capable lifting these all up at the same time.
Yeah.
So I had to exit the circle.
Do you feel that people are more accepting today of having a mentor?
I believe so.
Or are you running into people that are maybe a little bit tougher to work with or tougher to accept advice?
There are two types. There are lazy and there are arrogant people. Once you see an arrogant person, okay, do it on your own. Like there is no problem at all. Enjoy.
Yeah.
And there are lazy people that you try to wake them up.
Yeah.
Okay. But the majority, I would say, there are people accepting these days. Why? The power of social media. Like everybody wants to be like that. But like the thing is, be careful when you're choosing. Because now when it's accessible to every single person, now every second person is a mentor. Okay, like every second person you meet is a mentor. But no, mentor has to have credibility behind.
Right,
You have to have a history, show results, what you did. It's not like flashy cars, flashy watches, and then, okay, I want you to. There are a lot of fakes.
Speaking of social media,
Yeah.
and now media, I suppose, we
Yeah.
can talk about a little bit about it. Media and planning, and we go back to a little bit of marketing, right? Tell our listeners and viewers also, what has worked for you for your current business
love that.
now? What is working for you more? Maybe what channel? Was Instagram working more than TikTok, for example? Are TikTokers more inclined or find you more compelling?
I love the question because, you know, I can say that I'm holding both eras.
Yeah.
The time when I was working in Samsung, it was more, regardless the channel, because there are channels where dead already.
Yeah.
Okay, like I'm talking about radio, print, and stuff. Like nobody uses them anymore. But at that time, what's very important to have a proper corporate branding. At that time, it was the Samsung, the Apple, the Nokia, and whatever the channels at that time. Of course, at my time, it was TV. Okay, digital, of course, was there, but heavyweight was TV.
Yeah. TV would give you the brand equity, the positioning.
Exactly.
And the wow
but that's
effect,
a lot of money and but it's like, okay, declining and 100% understandable. Now it's an absolutely different game. Absolutely different game because digital expanded like hell.
Yeah.
And also generations are different. So before I used to say Nokia, right?
Yeah.
Now Gen Z says Apple because of what Steve Jobs did. They say Tesla because what Elon Musk did. They say Amazon because what Jeff Bezos did. So now our era is more towards personal branding rather than corporate branding. Because the new gen resonates more with people rather than resonates more with companies. Different eras. So now you see a flood, in a way of flood, that everybody's trying to build a personal brand. Correct?
Yeah. Brands are sort of humanizing their story and their background. Yeah.
You fall in love with people. You don't fall in love with websites. And if we give an example, like Tesla and Ford. One is 10 years old, Tesla, and Ford is like the early 1900s. Okay, look at the gap. Market cap of each is more or less the same. Oh my God, Ford and Tesla. Oh my God, market cap is the same.
Yeah.
The only difference is what? Elon Musk, personal brand to it. Correct?
Yeah.
Whether you like him, whether you don't, he's an icon for people. Some people like him, some people hate, but he's authentic, saying what he wants. Some people love him.
He definitely has big ROI for Tesla, right?
Of course.
He's like a marketing channel, walking marketing channel, literally.
Man, the guy was dropping crypto and putting crypto up with one tweet.
Yeah, Dogecoin.
Exactly. So that's the era of you properly build your personal brand through the social media. Because now the Gen Zs and the Gen Alphas resonates more with people rather than companies. So that's the big shift towards the marketing, I would say, strategy before and the marketing strategies nowadays. And of course, with the move of the influencers and these are the main big shifts.
Yeah.
But oversaturated. Why? Because authenticity is becoming very small.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks he's a personal brand. Personal brand is not like putting yourself in front of a camera, right? Building a personal brand takes, I want to say, maybe the same effort as building a corporate brand. Mm-hmm. So you can't have a year and you say like, I have a personal brand. No, not yet. But you need to build it for, especially with the whole evolvement of technology.
Yeah.
Technology can eat everything except you, right? So you will be the value. And that's your personal brand.
Let's talk about technology a little bit in more details, maybe in more technical details for the technical people out there. Is there any platform or tactic that has worked more for you to create exposure and to bring in members? Would you say YouTube has worked better for you, Instagram, than LinkedIn? I know it's not very important, true. But trust me, there are planners and people that work in the advertising agency that would think, of okay, what I wonder what channel has worked for him, what 100. Format, maybe it's community building, these
school and
or these broadcast
of course the
channels, right? I had an episode a couple of weeks ago with a really smart lady called Hiba Nabilsi, and she has a community called Let's
She's
Talk.
Egyptian, as I remember.
She's Palestinian Jordanian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She has a community called Let's Talk Social with Hip. So very, very successful. She came and spoke about community building and how that's been working for her. What's your take?
My take. First of all, platform is for me is a preference. Okay, it's an absolute preference. I started on Instagram, so my stronghold stays Instagram.
Yeah.
The second one for me is YouTube. So this is, let's say, B2C. Okay, to put it in a perspective, the B2C, YouTube and Instagram.
Cool.
The only B2B is
LinkedIn. Yeah.
And more of in a professional manner as well.
Right.
So if you're telling me what are the channels that I'm using to build my community, these are the 300%. Instagram number 1, YouTube number 2, on a parallel basis, because an absolute different, I would say, audience type is LinkedIn. These are the 3. I don't fit 100% in a TikToker.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, I can shake something. still not able to shake
you
something.
can't just take your Instagram plan and apply it on TikTok.
You can, but you will earn you will gain, not earn, you will gain nothing.
Yeah.
Like every platform, first of all, like it takes a particular type of audience, right? Like you understand, like TikTok is a younger audience.
Absolutely.
If I take the winner content in, for example, in Instagram and copy paste it to TikTok, I'm not gonna say it will flop. But if I adapt it towards TikTok style, it will have gains. But the copy paste, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Anything that's worked for lower funnel for you, like that's driven more traffic, quality traffic, signups,
freebies.
Freebies in terms of like getting people
to like freebies
to participate.
Yeah,
freebies, but in terms of channels
again,
Instagram,
Instagram, again Instagram, because it is the type of me doing the thing,
right?
And you will see a lot of people different. For example, a very strong TikToker, not very strong on the other platform,
right?
Or Instagram, because the type of content is different.
Yeah.
So if you copy paste, it's just your copy paste for presence, okay? For presence, but for an absolute gain, absolutely you're not gaining anything.
Because some people would say and especially people that work in creative and in advertising, their recurring notion is that for TikTok you need creator-led content.
Yeah, of course.
And which is very much in line with what you're preaching for, which is the human and the personal, right?
True.
Person behind the brand that's saying a story. But I get that also. It's very miscellaneous, the content that you come across TikTok. Like sometimes I open it and I find these live.
The live games.
Posts, and people saying all kinds of things, doing all kinds of things.
True.
It's not all the time very professional, or good quality content. Let's say.
But again, let's understand. It's a strong platform.
Yeah,
it's a strong platform. But again, you like to drive a Ferrari or you drive BMW. It's your preference,
right?
And you can't be a master of everything. Like if you try to be a master of everything, no. Mr. Beast is killing it on YouTube, right? Is he killing it on Instagram? You don't give a damn.
True.
You understand? You don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Where's your stronghold? And that's the one that because literally you cannot create this content for Instagram in that way of Instagram and go shake it on TikTok and go make it on Snapchat and
except if you're Cristiano Ronaldo, right?
In one day you get the red diamond YouTube, just like
the guy who's most followed on Instagram.
Yeah, of course.
Moved to YouTube and in no time
it's 24 hours.
Yeah.
24 hours, red diamond.
His presence just skyrocketed on YouTube.
We were talking about Mr. Beast. We were talking about Joe Rogan, right?
Yeah.
These guys took 10 years to grow to that type. The guy 24 hours.
Yeah, and that goes back to the power of the person, right? The personal brand, the person that he is.
True.
And not the brands that he represents, right?
At all.
Or that he owns. It's him. right? He opened
And
a channel
built,
for himself. Yeah.
but built over the years.
Yeah.
Over the years.
Entire career.
Yeah. So is it worth to build a proper personal brand? Yes. Do you want to aim for Cristiano Ronaldo style? It's your call. It's your call. Your call and your capacity.
Right.
Okay, it's your call and your capacity at the same time.
Cool. Good stuff. We're in the final segment of the show.
Yeah.
And I want to give you some time, like maybe some parting words. What's your advice for people that predominantly work in the advertising industry, for marketeers out there? What's the next big thing? And also maybe for personal branding enthusiasts out there also. And a quick shout out to your platform as well.
If I'm talking about marketeers and working in the advertising space, extremely be on top of tech, algorithms, but don't lose touch with creativity. Be always the one that adding the touch on everything that you're doing. Yes, tech is growing like crazy. Everybody's using tech. But at the end of the day, became so. Anybody can become a graphic designer, right? Anybody can become a media planner. Anybody can become a copywriter. But that's because the power of tech, right? Not because the power of you.
Yeah.
And let's be honest. The power of tech. You know how some prompts work and you get it out. But that's not a marketeer. A marketeer is a person that jumps into a conversation that runs in the minds of consumer. And based on this conversation that is already running, I will create something that gets your attention.
Yeah.
So you need to add your touch on it, be creative. For a personal branding thing, freaking be yourself. Literally freaking be yourself and try not to be somebody else. Everybody now is trying to build their personal brand in a way that everybody's trying to rent a car to show that they're good, to rent a watch to show that they're good, and that's my personal brand thing, right? Literally, we are in an era that nobody gave a shit about your car. Nobody gives a shit about your watch. Nobody gives a shit about the lifestyle that you're living, because literally, we live in a wealth era.
Yeah.
How many Lambos you saw, how many Ferraris you saw, we are soaked in it. By you having one, I don't give a
Effort.
Exactly. It doesn't matter. So try to be yourself. And personal brand is all about putting the spotlight on somebody else, right? We're trying to give value to other people. Literally give value. Giving value is two-way. And there is no third. There is no third, which means fake it until you make it. Okay? Because a lot of the things that we see is fake it until you make it, right? Doesn't exist anymore. You will be exposed very fast and the cost will be very high. There are two ways. Either you did something and you succeeded and you're sharing this for people to follow you, to model you, and gain the success that you've gained, or you're sharing a journey with people from day 1 to day 100. And you're openly saying, I am trying to open a marketing agency. Today, I am hiring people. And that's what I did for hiring people. Taking people through the journey, that's one way, or sharing a success that you've reached.
There's no other way, yeah?
There was then fake it until you make it, but
Yeah.
unfortunately you will collapse very fast
It's not
in our
sustainable.
era.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So these are the top thing. And why I really say it is very important for personal branding, because this is the only, I love to say this statement, this is the only legal monopoly business model available on earth. So whatever happens, nobody can take it away from you. The government is not happy with you, they can close the company. They can take your assets. they can do whatever they want with the tangibles.
Yeah.
But the personal brand, you can bring it back if your reputation is clean.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is for personal branding. What was the third?
The third is shout out to your business. Where can people find you?
You can easily find me on Instagram at like Seif El Hakim. They can look at my podcast. It's the Alpha Talks Show. My online courses, it's the Alpha Vault. And very soon, a lot more coming because we don't rest.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, more pillars are being added to the Alpha movement. And you will be part of it.
Let's go. I look forward to that.
The guy has almost the same career as me. That's why I love him, really.
Well, who knows? Maybe one day I'll be in your seat and someone will be interviewing me.
Of course, will happen. And I'm the guy who's going to be interviewing you. Yeah.
Hey, maybe I'll come on your show.
We need to know the details about the advertising agencies.
Yeah.
The inside outs.
I'll look forward to answering that question.
I'll prepare for it politically since I'm there.
Yeah. Seif, thanks so much for coming to the show.
It's a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
I loved it. Loved the questions. Loved the different style of the interview because, every time I go to an interview, they pass through a kind of preset kind of questions.
Right.
I actually know the questions before you ask.
Yeah.
But with you, it's an absolutely different twist. I loved it and appreciate it. Keep pushing. And I love the theme of the podcast as well. Just keep doing it.
Thank you. Thank you so
very
much.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.